is up? Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful day. Back with some more Resident Evil 4 Remake Separate Ways gameplay for you. And today I'm going to be talking about something I alluded in my last video. And I was mentioning about if they do make a new Resident Evil game. Basically, I guess alluding to Resident Evil 9 or whatever they call it. I was saying that, one of the reasons why I would like to see a new Resident Evil game is I'd like to see the OG players return. Basically alluding to, obviously, I want the players that we all know and love to be in there, not the new characters or new main characters they would create. So, the purpose of this video is to talk about the whole thing. For Resident Evil 9, what would people want to see? Do they want to see the OG characters, or do they want to see brand new characters? And if you already know, you know my opinion. But how did I get to that opinion? It's really simple, but I'll try to explain it as best I can. And once again, it's not saying that I have a problem with new characters. Quite the contrary. As I said, I enjoyed what they did with Ethan Winters in Resident Evil 7 and Resident Evil Village. It was definitely, and I give them credit for sticking to it and not doing what they normally do when they create a brand new character and they only use them for one game and then they just go away from it. But that's pretty much the whole crux of my problem with brand new characters is, yeah, Ethan is the exception, but other than the original Resident Evil titles, but with the exception of Ethan, he's basically the exception to the rule. Just because that's the exception doesn't mean that's how it's going to go down. How many one-shot Resident Evil characters are there in the franchise? I mean, I'm looking at Billy, Carlos, Sheva, Helena, Jake. I mean, the list goes on and on. I mean, there's probably others I'm not thinking of on the top of my head at this moment, but I just don't want to be like, hey, let's just create a brand new character and then possibly, that's it. That's all we use it. I mean, we have so many. My thing is not even just the OG, the iconic characters. There's so many characters that we have already that are so underutilized that, they could use, being into another game. And, fans would definitely love and enjoy to see it. I just don't get the whole crux of why we gotta create more brand new characters. And I understand one of the big arguments against that is the whole aging. Well, let's just be honest, okay? If we're going to start doing the aging and being realistic, it's just not going to make sense after a while. In the meantime, I don't really care about the whole aging, how old they are, how old they're not are. I mean, how many times you watch media and you have, old people be going in there, shooting up the whole place, doing God knows all crazy feats. So, to me, the aging never bothered me. And plus, it's a video game. It's not like it's real-life people. So, you can have older looking people be doing crazy things, and I know some people might be like, well, it's not believability, but then again, it is we are in a zombie infested, parasite infested universe here, so I don't think realism really goes too far. I mean, you can have some realism, but in terms of what the characters do and their actions, let's be honest, all the characters should have been dead, probably their first mission they ever were on. All the people in Star should have died in a mansion, and all the people in Resident Evil 2 should have died in Resident Evil 2. Let's just be honest. So want to play the realism card, well, let's be honest, they all would have been dead a long time ago. It is a video game, so you got to suspend your disbelief a little bit. But nonetheless, my whole thing is just, we already have so many characters underused. I just don't see the point of bringing brand new characters. But even more damning than that is just how Village ended. I mean, what sense would it make to have Resident Evil 9 and have it take place, and then just have completely brand new characters with how it ended? I mean, I can almost guess that Chris has to be a part of Resident Evil 9 by default. I mean, he's going to investigate the BSAA, which has now gone rogue and used bioorganic weapons. Obviously, Chris used to be a member of the BSAA. He's kind of been distrustful, and it would just make perfect sense. I assume that Jill would also have to be a part of that. Obviously, they said that after Death Island that they were going to use Jill more often, and she's an important character, and that's why they mandated her being young in the first place. So I assume they got to use her for something. That's just a two that I feel like just about by default they've got to be in there because BSAA, Chris and Jill were part of the BSAA, so it just, stop if it makes too much sense. But so how are new characters? I'm not saying you can't have new characters in the game. You can, but they can't be the main playable characters. It just wouldn't make a lot of narrative sense with what you're trying to do here. But the other reason why I just want not new characters, but the OG characters, is just, if you do want to say, hey, they're getting up there in age, and I understand, I get it, don't you want them to have a satisfying, resolution at the very least? If I know a character is going to be getting to the point where they're not going to be able to do it anymore. I like to see them have one last ride. You know, everyone wants that one last ride of their life. You know, that one last time to be able to do something. And nobody wants to see someone iconic, like the iconic Resident Evil characters, like the Chris's, the Jills, the Claires, the Leons, the Adas, just go out by basically not appearing at all or just coming out in a cameo. That would not be satisfying at all. So by default, not just for Resident Evil 9, but you know the next few major Resident Evil releases, not the remakes counting, but I feel like you got to include the OG characters in main playable roles. Now, maybe possibly you could have, you know, what they did kind of somewhere in RE6 where you have a new character accompanying an existing character, but obviously executed a little bit better. But to me, you got to get your old guard characters done right and respect them. Because once again, you wouldn't be here without them. They're the ones that established the whole foundation of the house known as Resident Evil. And without them, we're not talking about these games today. So these characters deserve the respect and dignity they need. And we need to see them in an adventure. Maybe a few multiple adventures. However they want to do it. I don't know what's on their game plan. But that's my biggest thing. Is I don't want to come off as, oh, I would hate the new characters. But it's just I look at Resident Evil as a history, you know, of a franchise, and a lot of the new characters outside like the first, you know, 2 entries, a lot of these characters we see, it's like you see them one time and then that's it. So you really want to take that chance? I said Ethan, I give him credit. They gave him 2 full games, and I did enjoy Ethan's story, and he was a welcome and excellent addition to the franchise. But at the end of the day, I said he's the exception. He's not the trend. So. And not to mention, as I said, we've only seen Chris since Resident Evil 7 and post in terms of those games. So why would we not want to see these characters? But once again, it's not enough just to see them. I want to see them be playable characters and be some of the main characters, not just small playable sections. Because we want to see these people and we want to see them again. And then I know you're going to have the argument, well, they're overpowered. Once again, being overpowered never stopped anyone from doing anything. I mean, Ethan was just a normal guy. Did he not become overpowered by the end of the tale? It's all, the whole overpower argument doesn't make sense when you, the player, determine how powerful you are based on your own skill level. So anybody can look awesome, unstoppable, depending on who's playing the controller. So that's never been a factor that's bothered me personally. So I just want to enjoy and have fun with the games. It doesn't really matter. And also, if you're that concerned about that, make the threat greater, make the threat better. You know, challenge them to make, you know, more compelling, interesting threats. And we know they can do it. But we're just going to have to wait and see what they do. But that is my opinion, guys. As I said, I'm always open to hear what your guys think. What do you guys think? Are you on the new character bandwagon for Resident Evil 9? Or you want to see the OG character? Or maybe, possibly, you know, a combination of both? Because I can see and understand that. Let me know down in the comment section down below. And what is it that makes you go that way? Are you just more, you know, you're such a fan of the OG characters, you want to see them done right, done respect? Or maybe you're just possibly, as I've heard a few people say, they get a little tired of the OG characters. Even though I still think we haven't seen a lot of them in a while. So, but anyway, I respect your opinions. Are you just tired of the OG characters and want to see brand new characters, or you think that just takes away from the fear element? Let me know down below. But thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video, and hopefully I can see you guys back in the next one. Thanks, and I'll see you all later. Peace.